Hello everyone, this is Rohan Niranjan Kalpavruksha.
This is Roshan Niranjan Kalparuksha.
We welcome you all to our very new venture, the Twin Podcast.
This is our very first series, which is going to have 5 great episodes featuring incredible guests from various walks of life.
We'll dive deep into the intersection of tech, business, career growth, and life balance.
Our guests will engage in insightful conversations and share their valuable takeaways.
We also have some fun-filled, exciting sessions planned up, including rapid-fire questions and reactions to trending tech news.
We're excited to kick off this journey with all your love and support. So let's get started. Hello everyone, welcome to our very first episode of the Twin Podcast. Today with us we have a dynamic guest who's pushing the boundaries in AI and robotics.
The founder and CEO of Unified Open Intelligence. He's leading innovation in AI models designed for minimal Linux systems.
A visionary in AI, not only is he leading in tech, but is also deeply invested in changing the future for robotics.
With a diverse background spanning AI research, product development, and entrepreneurship, he brings a wealth of knowledge and experience to the table.
He strongly believes that in AI and data science, impossible is just the starting point for a truly innovative.
And it's none other than Mr. Manu Bhardwaj.
Today we'll dive deep into his insights on the intersection of AI, robotics, and entrepreneurship and how these fields are transforming industries.
So get ready for a conversation filled with deep tech insights, entrepreneurial wisdom, and inspiring stories.
So firstly, thank you so much, Manu, for agreeing to do this podcast with the two of us. We're truly thrilled to have you on board. So how are you? How's your day going?
It's been pretty good. Thank you so much for having me for this podcast and excited.
Same here.
We'll get started with the first question for the evening. That is, as a founder and CEO of Unified Open Intelligence, can you share what Unified Open Intelligence does and what impact it aims to create to this world?
Yeah, so at Unified Open Intelligence, we are just making AI models using existing open source models from NVIDIA, DeepSeek, robot operating systems, and making them run on IoT devices. Like you can say as small as Raspberry Pi, some embedded custom systems for military drones, and working on those models and delivering them to anyone in like a day of time, right? So meaning like fitting a powerhouse of engine in an AI model in very small chips, which will work seamlessly with minimal reduction of accuracy or precision. So that's basically what we are doing with UOI. And what we are trying to do is making those models open sourced and quantize them enough that they can run on any small, even your iPhones or like any small Android devices.
Great. It's inspiring to learn the impactful work that you're doing at UI.
So yeah, Manu, I'm sure in this journey, there must have been a lot of challenges when you start off with some new venture. So my next question is, what has been your most unexpected challenge that came your way when you started off with this AI-focused startup?
I mean, I started off working at a company which was a hedge fund,
Okay.
and then I just got bored with it. Like, like just numbers, dealing with numbers and data engineering. Like I was rolled over there as a data scientist, so I didn't feel like, I'm not building something for myself. And also there is no change in scope of work. Like you are constantly working on the same thing, so you're not learning new things. So I started doing some freelance gigs, and then I was thinking like, okay, this is the time like I should start working, right? And then the company which I was freelancing with, we started as a partner with that company, which works with closely with Department of Defense and NASA. So
Okay.
that's how the journey started. But the challenges were with that company itself. They gave us this tiny embedded chip which has like 2.5 watt of power consumption, and it has no package manager, right? So technical uh, constraints, a lot of them you will handle.
Mm.
Also, there is like unpredictable fluctuations like in these chips, like you don't know what's going on, right? Until you have tried those chips, because nobody has tested those chips. Like we are working on systems which are newly tested or created by the companies, and most of the chip developers or chip development companies don't take into considerations like how the software will work on those things. So I think that was my greatest challenge, and I think most and everyone faces that kind of challenges, like talking to people and networking correct with nice people, so you can increase either your entrepreneurial journey or you yourself as a person.
True. That's true. Okay. So you earlier mentioned, that you're developing AI models optimized for minimal Linux system and edge devices. So what is the biggest challenge in balancing efficiency and performance? Especially, for example, I'm working on stable diffusion and StyleGAN, these LLM models. So it takes a lot of days for it to get trained. If I have to reduce the number of days, then I'm either reducing the efficiency. So how do you balance this efficiency and performance?
I mean, there are certain techniques. Balance and performance efficiency is always and gonna be a problem until or unless we are able to get into some alternative of transformer models, right? Like transformer models works in a way that they have to scale with compute power. If you are not going to train it more, you're not be able to like, achieve the efficiency. But in IoT devices, the major if problem with that is like there is seriously limited in power. Like you have 4 gigabytes of RAM and 4 gigabytes of VRAM. That's that we consider is a good amount of RAM in an IoT device. Like if we are talking about very small IoT devices, which can be either hosted on small drones or even like small robots, like a military dog, right? So basically, we have to do some kind of pruning, trimming, and then training those model or distillation of models. If you guys know what distillation is like, so and sometimes it's about like making using some kind of open source using research papers. Like right now, we are using a lot of research papers in a Yocto device where we are using a 3FS file system, so it has no package managers, right? We are building the OS, which is directly integrated in the LLM. So LLM based OS for drones. So basically, that's the major challenge in balancing and efficiency. So you have to just test it and create a balance out of it. But I think we are getting into that world soon enough. Like by 2027, I suppose that we will have very efficient chips, which will be less power consumption waste and able to have more precision based on like like we were testing a llama model
Okay.
recently, which was quantized to 1.58 bit. And it was working worse than a Rasa NLU model. So it's all about like, either we train the model more. So we train the model on around 10,000 data sets. Then we were quantizing that model into specific only tasks. Like assume that model has to just run and predict the autonomous vehicle, like uh, predicting like which is coming, is there any uh, distractions coming in the model, and just predict that. So we have to specify the context of the model and train it in just that area, and then those model will be perfect. So what we are also thinking is that models which are based and trained on certain tasks, and we use a group of models which are very efficient and very small.
So overall, it's mostly about experimenting continuously and then trying to figure out. Thank you.
Yeah. In starting, it is, but once you get used to it, then it's like, okay, you have tackled this problem earlier, so you will be able to, have that experience and able to reduce the cost of research and development.
Okay.
Okay. So my next question is, how does integrating AI with ROS going to enhance robotics? Can you like share me a real world project where you think this integration has enhanced?
I mean, ROS has been here for a very long time. ROS is like a robot operating system which runs on Linux. So it's basically the nervous system of robots, which makes the connection between all the sensors, LiDAR, and foundational software of robots and Linux system connect to LLM or any other services or computer vision models together. So basically, we have a real world project where we are building a drone which is controlled by radio communication, like a voice command system, and we are controlling and executing every task of its with LLM. Like you say with a wake word like "Hey taser," and then the drone will start listening to you, and then it will execute commands based on the execution command you have told it, like move left, move right, as simple as that, or can be as complex as like tell me the sensor data of this lidar image, or tell me the sensor data where I have seen two trucks 2 kilometers away from me, and then it will be able to parse that using RAG, simple LangChain agents we are using, and then able to control those bots.
That's really interesting. Okay, so this next question is also somewhere on a personal level. So back in 2020, we both, started our own startup in India, but things are different over here. So what is that advice you would give to young entrepreneurs who's looking to launch a AI-based startup here in US?
I mean, in US, it's all about building fast. It's a race, to be honest. Like every month, there is like 20 plus models coming in to the picture. A lot of autonomous agents. Like I was reading about this Manus AI agent from China, right? DeepSeek is hosting a lot of models. And then there is one more Quen 32 billion model, right? So it's about like chasing the right kind of problem. Like don't go into AI part of the world just thinking about you'll make a model or something. That's very expensive. So it's either deciding what you are bringing to the world, which is unique to yourself and people, why people want to use it. Secondly, uh, use open source models as much as possible. Like, don't build anything from scratch. There is always anything available related to AI or technology in the world, which we are already using, right? Learn from others, and definitely uh, network as much as possible with right-minded people. And I think that would be a good start.
I
Right.
completely agree to that. Okay, so now I'll give you five terms and I want you to rank them based on your preference and tell me why do you choose that particular order. So they are AI research, robotics, mentoring, public speaking, and coding. I'll just repeat those five for you. AI research, robotics, mentoring, public speaking, coding.
I feel like, according to me, it's firstly AI research because I was much more interested in reading things, right? Like, so I'm always interested in reading papers, like what's new coming into picture and how either I can use it or how my friends can use those AI research paper to build something of their own. Second is coding, 100%, because like coding is always remains a fundamental skill, and also it's also about like if you don't know how to build, people can fool you very easily. Third would be robotics. Robotics is definitely on the rise, like as you guys have seen that a lot of autonomous robots coming into picture, like there is one helicorp, and then Tesla is also coming up with their own autonomous robots. Like if you go to a Tesla uh, uh, shop, and you'll see that 6 foot standing robot.
Yeah.
And then third, but most important, would be public speaking, like talking to other people. Either it's a one-to-one conversation, or if it's like public speaking on some boards or like some research groups or any kind of like invitation-based speaking platforms where you can tell your thought process, and also you can learn from others, like how they are achieving what they want to in the sport.
Right. So you just gave us an advice for people who's looking to launch an AI-based startup, but there are also other set of people who just want to get into a good company in this field of AI or machine learning. So what is that advice that you would give for someone who's transitioning from academia to industry in the field of AI and machine learning?
I think based on my personal experience, it's all about like getting something for yourself. Either it's an internship if they are in academia right now, right? A lot of internship is a good experience. You don't do a lot of work, but you will be able to learn a lot and able to network early with right-minded people, which can land you a good job opportunity. As you guys are already seeing that, like most of the companies are freezing their tech hiring just because they are betting on AI to do those work for them, right? But I don't think so that's gonna happen easily because AI is literally really dumb right now. Yes, if you are a senior developer or something, you can make sense of AI and can be more productive. But as interns or like early starting people who are moving or shifting from academia, right? So I would say a lot of research, a lot of networking with the people, and a lot of hands-off experience of doing projects on your own. Not the school projects. They don't teach you anything. It's all about like when you make something for yourself end to end that you can show it to your friends or like you can show it to anyone and then they can test it on their system or something. So that kind of I think would be a good start to a journey, build something of yourself, even it's a personal project, and that you can show to people, and then they will be able to tell you like they want to work with you or not.
That was a great advice.
So yeah, now we'll move ahead to the next round of the session, which is more of the fun part. So it's called the rapid fire questions. So I ask you questions and I want you to answer in a single word or a single phrase, preferably. So the first question is, what according to you is the best innovation that the world has seen so far?
Best innovation the world has seen so far would be Transformers, the
Oh,
library on which all these large language models are built on, or I can say internet. Both of them, I
yeah,
would say.
Yeah, I was thinking on the similar lines too. So my next question is, if your journey in AI were a book, what would the title be?
Uh, I would relate edge of intelligence because we are already working on IoT devices.
That's interesting. I hope to look forward to read your book. Okay, so my next question is, if AI had a moral compass, what should its first rule be?
Moral compass, I would say do not harm humanity.
Okay. So if robotics had a killer app in the next 5 years, what would it be?
It would be micro manufacturing or personalized microfacturing, meaning able to have anything custom built for you, 3D based in a small shop at a very high scale. And then you can order in hours and you'll have it. And it will be all controlled by AI, autonomous.
Interesting.
okay. So now we'll get into the last round of the session where we'll walk you through few trending tech memes and we want to know your opinion and thoughts.
Mhm.
So this is our first meme where me looking clever on an email and ChatGPT is doing it. So this is a very relatable meme, I would say.
I have a
Often-
relatably funny story for this.
Okay.
I was working with a professor,
Okay.
and I used to teach at Pace University Learning Commons as peer tutor. So a lot of students used to come to me, and I used to help them via Chat GPT sometimes when I was like not looking into like I don't want to do it. And so that professor started talking with me because a lot of students were working and they were getting A grades, and she know that how they are getting it. Like they haven't done it themselves, right? And then I replied to her via ChatGPT, and she was like, ChatGPT. She just replied to me in one word, ChatGPT. I was like, that was fun. So people can still get to know you that, yeah, it's ChatGPT. You're not good enough.
Okay. So the next meme where the elephant is the algorithms and the penguin is the maths, and the combination of these two is machine learning. So how relatable is this?
In terms of trading, it is more relatable, not in terms of AI,
Okay. Do you agree with this?
not much.
Okay.
I mean, they are different, to be honest. But yeah, sometime it is like this.
Okay. Okay. So the third meme, which is a very funny meme again. So how to confuse machine learning models, where we have a combination of dog faces and
Cookies.
cookies. So have you come
Okay.
across something like this, or what do you think of this meme?
I mean, this is a headache for us, to be honest. In
Yeah.
real life problem to be when we are doing with computer vision and real life things. And computer vision models are very dumb. And sometimes AI also cannot do anything about it. So we are struggling with this. I deeply feel this.
Okay, so this is the last meme where the teacher is like, AI is a disaster. How am I going to know who is cheating? Whereas students are just copy pasting the entire thing where it says I'm sorry, but as an AI language model. So, so what is your thoughts on this meme?
Yeah, so this is a dumb student, because like even if you are cheating from ChatGPT, at least read through it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so Manu, we have almost reached to the end of the podcast. Now I want you to nominate any two people, probably somebody around you who has inspired you or who you think will be a great choice for us to bring them on board sometime in the future.
I would suggest two people. There is one guy who used to be my colleague. Uh, his name is Akshay Sen. He's also passed out an alumni from Pace University. And then other my roommate, Rafael Jaffrey. He's building an amazing app. Its name is Click, and it's a social media platform which is almost anti-AI. So he
Oh,
doesn't want AI to be on his social media platform, and which will be, I hope, will be next Instagram.
Yes, definitely. We'll try reaching out to them too.
All
okay.
right, sounds good.
So that was the end of it. So as a last remark, we want to know, how did you enjoy the podcast? What sections of the podcast did you enjoy the most, and things like that?
I mean, I would say you guys are doing a really good thing, right? Like, not everybody is able to even start a podcast. I was thinking about like starting something a very long time ago. Never been able to do it. So kudos to you guys, and
Thank you.
lovely to be a part of this podcast and being a host on it.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much
much.
for doing this.
It's a
Yeah,
pleasure.
no problem. Yeah,
Thank you. Thank
no
you.
problem, guys. Bye.
So that was the end of our podcast. We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.
Let us know what sections you love the most and what questions you would love for the two of us to ask to our next guests.
So don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Your support means the world to the two of us.
Signing off, Roshan and Anjan Kalpruksha.
Rohan Niranjan Kalpavruksha.